life been a derelict. All my friends, they wish me dead. Never change, yeah, I swear to it. And of all the times I've been down and out, this time was different, I welcomed it. Every day that I fail to quit, I wind up here in the state I'm in. The heavy weight, cause it's bound to break. I need a break, the skin I'm in. Tip of my tongue tastes like battery acid. Try to push forward, I cannot push past it. Feel the blood on my tongue, it tastes metallic. Another day passes, I don't break the habit. I've got the timid clue. So typical. I've got the typical. Swallowing me, falling into everything that I do. Everything I get so feels so typical. I've got the typical. Swallowing me, falling into everything that I do. Everything I get so feels so typical. There's been plenty of moments that I fell in hard times. More often than not, getting faded was my lifeline. I realized that I've always struggled with change, but sometimes you gotta rearrange before you go insane. I've been doing my best to stay true to myself, put my next foot forward and smoking dope for my health. I never give up the music till I'm rolling in wealth. Some days I swear this basement's my own personal hell. Well, I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. I confess I'm obsessed with the sex. Heart palpitations every time that she texts. I admit that we ain't always been the best for each other, but what is love without the little test? Girl, you know you're my sneaky link. When I'm with you, my ego shrink. I'm just craving time for us alone. I think about you every time I'm home smoking dope. I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you.
What's up, everyone? Hopefully you're having a good Wednesday. Sleptical, you were first. Congratulations. Dory, do I play Total War games? No, I play like a lot of... So I have been playing... I really haven't been playing anything recently. I've just been like bouncing around. I used to play a decent bit of League of Legends. I think I'm like Emerald or Diamond. I don't really play a lot anymore, though. Like a lot when I was younger. I played a lot of Apex, a lot of Overwatch, a lot of Rocket League, a lot of the competitive games. I live and die in competition. I don't really play like sports. I still train and do boxing and jiu-jitsu, but I don't really compete. So my like way to get competitive is through video games. But I haven't really been playing anything recently. There just hasn't been anything that's hit quite like it used to. What's up, Yasser? How's it going? I'm doing good, man. What's up, Colin? All right. Going to talk about everything. Talk about what we talked about on Monday. Bitcoin's responding pretty much just like we expected. Yeah, let's just get into it and get after it, I guess. What's up, Crypto Co-Chat from? Oh, it's Donnie. Oh, what's up, Donnie? You play Apex Legends, but mostly Total War these days. Yeah, I don't. Not that I've never heard of it. Like, I just don't know what it is. I'll check it out though. A lot of my friends and I have been playing like I know this is gonna sound generic, but like Helldivers and just like bouncing around game to game. But recently, and this is starting to turn into somewhat of a, not necessarily like a bad habit, it's just like friendly gambling, but we've been playing Farkle, or like it's like dice, and we just do like $10 games. Like, it's nothing that, you know, if you win $50 one night, awesome. If you lose $50, you know, it's not going to hurt you. But we've been playing a lot of dice. Usually when I play video games, it's to play with my friends. A lot of my friends live all over. Just like moving around the country. For those who don't know, I've moved around the country a lot, from the Midwest to all the way down to Miami, Florida. So like a lot of my friends are from all over, plus a lot work in the financial space. So they work in Chicago or New York or still in Miami. So it's a way for me to stay connected to them. Haven't opened a chart, Roman. What's happening? Yeah, dude, it's been boring. It's now that the weather's getting better, like, it's going to be harder for me to continuously open a chart. I don't get it. I know some of you guys, like, and I used to be like this, open a chart like every 20 seconds. I just can't do it anymore. Not that I don't want to, but just trading higher time frames is just so much more relaxing. So, all right, let's get into it. SPX. I don't really see anything bearish. For those of you who don't know, I have a private analysis every day, at least Monday through Friday. It starts at 9:30, usually ends around 10 Eastern. It's right when the stock market opens up. And what we've been talking about is maybe we get a pullback, maybe, but ultimately everything's very bullish. We haven't had a sideways or a correction in like 6 months. October was when we started going up. So if we get one, I wouldn't be surprised, but there's no divergences. There's nothing that looks ugly here. So ultimately, we're still looking to up. Even if we go down or go sideways, we're still looking to go up. You guys know that nothing ever goes up in a straight line, so to say. So really looking at, you know, ultimately everything's going to go up. So who really cares about all this in between? And especially for all you longer term traders, you really shouldn't be worried about all of this anyways. DXY. So DXY was green this week, and today it just flipped red. Pretty amazing. We're still on resistance. Guys, ultimately, I kind of see this falling through, especially with, you know, crypto going into a bull market, stock market's breaking all-time high. You know, if you just think like the dollar has an inverse correlation to everything. So if everything else is going up in value, the dollar is going to lose value. So with everything breaking all-time highs, with crypto going up, you know, in a simple way to put it, the dollar is eventually going to go down. So, you know, if we breach 107, we're in the danger zone. But honestly, guys, we're just ranging for now, probably going to go lower. Nothing concerning. We are at resistance. Something that I was looking at this morning that's coming to fruition, if you're part of the analysis we talked about this morning, look for that double top, right? Didn't quite, you know, if this is crypto, I probably wouldn't have traded this, maybe. I don't know. I like to get these opens and closes equal. We did get a wick pretty close, but ultimately we were talking about this double top this morning and yesterday. So nice to see that on the 4-hour kind of playing out. Daily, but ultimately the weekly's at resistance. So the weekly and 4-hour are looking very bearish. You caught one live, yeah, and I should put I really should do like a poll, like when's the best time to go live. I mean, for me, I'm Eastern Standard Time, so for me right now, it's like mid-afternoon. It's like 3:30. I can do it earlier. I can do it later. I'd prefer to do it before 6 p.m. Usually from about, I'd say like 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. would be my ideal time to stream because, I go to the gym at I go to jiu-jitsu at 10:30, and then I go and do weights or cardio training at like 12:45. So by the time I get back, it's like 1:30 or 2, and that's just like the most ideal time for me to stream. Because in the morning, I do the private analysis. I'm talking with all the patrons throughout the day. I'm kind of talking to the patrons. So this is like a good block of time. The market's usually not moving as much either, so we can get a game plan. We can talk about what's happened. For me, it just works. Justin BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says their spot ETF is the fastest growing ETF of all the ETFs. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. A good break is always needed. Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, we're entering like the bull market cycle. So probably not going to get a break for about a year, which I'm fine with. We'll get into this year, make a 10x, get out, unofficially but officially retire, and move on from there. Getting in a total, just going to quickly go over these guys. We're in resistance. I would like to see consolidation. It'll make more sense when we get to Bitcoin, but ultimately in resistance, probably going to cool off. Again, RSI is too high. Volume does look good. We're ultimately in an uptrend, so if we do some of this, that's fine. Total 2 and total 3 are the same. Guys, we're just ranging. This is perfectly fine. If we get a bull flag, perfect. We're probably at this stage here. I know obviously it's not going to line up, but we need this sideways period, right? Very overextended. Bring us back down, and then we can start the climb again. Total 3, again, same thing. At resistance. You're at the 4th highest RSI peak in history. It's probably going to correct or move sideways. That's what we want. And I'll get to that explanation in a minute after I cover tether dominance. Just for confluence for everything, and keep this in mind. We look at the dollar, tether, total, Bitcoin, because we're looking for confluence between each chart. If tether's looking to make a bear flag, Bitcoin's likely going to make a bull flag to continue. Nothing here is bear, so I want to get that fully across everybody's mind. I'm not bearish at all. I'm extremely bullish. But on the lower time frames, and really on the higher time frames, we're looking for correction so we can continue higher. So ultimately, tether looking to really form a nice bear flag. Get that nice period of sideways. So this weekly, that's been the most oversold ever, can continue moving down. But let's get into Bitcoin. So the weekly, we know it's overextended. We were at the, I guess, third, second. I mean, all these peaks are about the same. Tied for second highest peak ever. So correction's needed. And why do I keep mentioning correction? Why is it important? So here's the thing. On the weekly, if we correct, and correction can come in sideways movement. It doesn't have to be down. It can be sideways. So if we move sideways for 4 to 8 weeks, our side moves down, right? We get that bullish divergence between those 2 points. Second, we are now at 62 RSI. Last time we were at 65. So if you look at this point, we went from 38 to 74? 92% increase. Now let's talk about another 92% increase if we take RSI down again, right? Let's say we'll take the low. Let's say the low's in. So we're at 60K, 90% increase. You're looking at 115K. That is a confident break. Because then again, we can rise up, maybe drop to 90, get that third wave higher maybe going into 2025. Again, don't look at this as time frame. I'm not saying it's going to happen in 2027. But what I am saying is we're probably going to see a wave up correction, right? We saw it in 2020 to 2021. We saw wave up correction, correction, distribution, and then downwards. Let's look at the daily. So, why is the daily important? I'm going to leave this in here just because we were talking about a potential scenario. So, a couple things, guys. We talked about volume. Volume was extremely low on this move upwards. It's usually a sign that we're not going to break highs. The one thing for sure is maybe we can put this diagonal here. We still don't really have a confident area of horizontal resistance. It could be 68 to 69. I mean, that was prior all-time high resistance. So maybe we'll stretch this out to here, right? Kind of lines up, but again, I would like to see this range and maybe retest it a couple times, really get to know. And that's how you know if it's resistance, right? If you have multiple tests, then you can mark it. You can buy the breakouts if there's volume, so on and so forth. So, you know, why are we ranging? Why is it important? We went over that on the weekly. But on Monday, I discussed, you know, this is how my chart was drawn. Or I can pull up the picture real quick. So we had this drawn on Monday. We talked about it on Monday. We're likely going to range, right? I did not know that we'd go straight to 72. That was kind of a lucky guess. But all in all, I'm saying, hey, we're going to range. We're going to establish real support and resistance. That way we can look for a swing long. We can look for invalidation, so on and so forth. And now it's coming to fruition. And for all the reasons we mentioned on the weekly, right? The weekly's overextended. The weekly needs some time to cool off. Now, there's always the chance that you could say, hey, you know, we're in a bull market or whatever, and we don't need to cool off RSI. Yeah, in some aspects, you're right. But TA still has a play. People, and if you think of like hedge fund managers or like traders, like professional traders that trade for all these big businesses, they're not going to buy something that's up this high, right? They're going to wait for a correction. They're going to wait for sideways. I picked up CRV on your recommendation from last vid. I had a little extra, so unfortunately I can't. There's a stupid emoji, a little extra for. Oh, you have a little extra for a long shot. So yeah, I mean, a lot of these alts should do well. I mean, and I'll just go to CRV real quick. I mentioned this. Yeah, I also mentioned ICP, and ICP is doing incredible right now. But you know, this is a double bottom. This is a retest. This thing should continue upwards. Same with ICP. You know, we had a huge bull flag, right? Uptrend, bull flag, continuation. Now, if we come back down, retest, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's literally what Link is doing, right? Link is literally breakout, consolidation, breakout, retest, and going higher, right? Sorting out all this RSI issue. But back to Bitcoin real quick. Let's look at the 4-hour, see if we can see anything interesting. So unfortunately, nothing really interesting. I mean, maybe we're retesting that kind of resistance that acted as support here, acted as resistance here. Breakout, retest. Maybe we continue to go up. It's always a possibility. But again, I'm still following the line that, you know, we're looking at a weekly correction. We need to see multiple weeks of sideways before we move up. I could be wrong, and that's fine. I'll happily be wrong. I have a lot of spots, so if my spot continues to go up, I'm not going to be mad about that. You could scalp all these ranges for almost 7 to 10% up and down, but the mental burden to do that, yeah, I used to try to scalp, but it's not even worth it because you have to think, like, by the time the range is established, it's already too late. Excuse me. It's already like too late, and you're looking at a swing trade. So yeah, you could take the gamble and say, okay, maybe we do this. Maybe, who knows? But by the time we hit this point and make a double, let's say this happens. Let's say this exact scenario happens. You could scalp this and sell it here and buy it here and, I don't know, sell it there. But to me, looking at the bigger picture, I see a double bottom here. I just buy this break, and it full sends, and I make a ton of money. But that's the difference in the type of trading system you have. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. I would like to see Bitcoin dominance drop. I have this written down. If dominance drops, alts go up. But ultimately, guys, Bitcoin dominance is very bullish. Right? This whole period of sideways, and this is where I talk about sideways. It doesn't have to be a downward movement from Bitcoin to correct. This move sideways, look at RSI. We went from peak to trough all the way back down to the mean. This is likely forming a bull flag for higher. I would like to see one more kind of wave down just to, get alts some value. I feel like alts are just getting crushed. I mean, some of them are down almost, 5% or so. Bitcoin's down what? Excuse me, like 2%, so alts are still getting crushed. No, I won't quit. So I probably won't quit crypto and streaming in Twitter, but I'll probably... Look, I can't quit anything, to be honest. Like, I always need to be doing something. But I'll probably do, like, a lot of the Patreon stuff for free. Or maybe just reduce it to, like, $10. So that way we don't just get a bunch of stupid people in. Like, that's part of the reason why I trade or require people to pay for it, just because we don't get spammers, or you're serious about it. Now you have some leg in the game. You're serious about it. You want to learn. You want to ask questions. That's kind of why I do that. Also it keeps me motivated. It makes me wake up early and do it. So I'll never like quit. But if I'm ever like, man, fuck this, I'm gonna take 3 months off, I'm gonna do that, right? And I could virtually do that now, but you're talking about like a 7 to an 8 figure gain if I get a 10x. So we'll see. I don't want you to think like, oh, I'm just going to quit. Like, I'm not going to quit. I'm probably going to trade my whole life. It's awesome. I love doing it. There's a certain rush you get when you win on a trade and everything goes into fruition. But, if I'm ever just like, man, I'm just going to 2 weeks off and go to the Bahamas because I can, like, I'm going to do that. Right now, I don't feel obligated. Like, right now, it's time to work and grind and post on Twitter and do all this stuff, make deals with exchanges, get you guys the best kind of deals. And yeah, I'm being paid for that, but that's like my livelihood, right? And the majority of the income's coming from trading, but it keeps me motivated and keeps me active, especially in the space. No, I won't leave. But if I'm ever like, man, I just want to like go to Italy or something for like a month, I can do that. And I don't have to bring my laptop. I can, I don't have to be staring at a chart all the time. I can just go do what I want to do. Let's look at Ethereum to Bitcoin. So there are some concerns. If this breaks down, Bitcoin's probably going to take off. That's, again, why I'd like to see... It's Loki behind me. He used to be the puppy, and now he's like 80 pounds. The other dog's 150 for reference. I thought bull flags were supposed to be downward trending. No. So, what I'd like to see is now this is starting to look like a bear flag and could go lower. But if we can break this 0.06 mark, like let's say, and just we'll do this just to keep it easy. So let's say dominance drops to like here or something. Ethereum maybe breaks out. Maybe this continues sideways and then goes up. That would be ideal. Then maybe Ethereum can break out, retest, or maybe revisit this area and then continue. That would be ideal. Now, if Ethereum and Bitcoin breaks down, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we could easily break down and come back up. But it's certainly not good for alts in the short term. It just means that Bitcoin's going to take the majority of gains moving forward. One of my Twitter comments got me worried. Keep away from XRP. Unfortunately, that is my biggest position. A big mistake. Yeah, get out of XRP. XRP sucks. I mean, it's not like you won't make money on it, but it sucks. Watch. I don't know why people are so obsessed with XRP. Go to a chart and look what it did during the biggest bull run of all time. Excuse me. I need to do, let's see. Is it on Polynex that has the most history? There it is. Why would you buy something that is consistently making lower all-time highs? Honestly. Guys, 2021 was the biggest bull run of all time in human history. And this thing couldn't break out. And I know you could say, oh, the lawsuit, oh, this. Like, no. No, that's the worst excuse. There's a reason why XRP does not make new all-time highs. And there's, guys, and it's not just XRP. There's hundreds of coins like this that don't break all-time highs, that have horrible historicals. And could XRP maybe one day break all-time highs? Maybe. But during the biggest bull run of all-time highs, XRP was unable. And let's see where it went, how far it went up. I mean, a 17x is good. If we match highs, you're still looking at, a 6, what is that? 6x? That's not horrible, but you could put it in, just take, let's take ICP, for example. You take ICP, and let's say we go back to $87. And we bought it $4-ish, $4 to $5. So we'll say $4.30. 20x. Just seems a lot more favorable, in my opinion, than a 6x from our XRP. It's because of how old it is. Yeah, I mean, I just don't like it. I'm not a fan. It's like Litecoin, too. I'm pretty sure Litecoin didn't break its all-time high. But anyways, I think I'm going to end it there. I know today was quick. Just remember, we're still following this consolidation. We're pretty much doing exactly what we laid out on Monday. Hopefully, we'll get more word. Just a heads up, I will not be streaming Friday. It's a holiday week, weekend, at least here in the States for anyone that celebrates Easter. So happy Easter. I've got family coming in, plus probably going to be outside. It's like 80 degrees and sunny on Friday. But I'll be here Monday. Hopefully we'll get a couple days of something to talk about. I know it's a range, but we'll go over it all. With all that said, guys, be patient, users management.